Ole Miss. Man, predictions all over the place. I've been listening to anything and everything I can get on this game. No idea. Kind of like last week, Arkansas A&M. Could see this game going either way. It's kind of a toss-up. Mississippi State, of course, won last year at Texas A&M. It's going to be a crazy environment, a veteran team against a young team, a team with confidence against a team trying to prove itself in the SEC. I think this is a game Mike Leach has to have. I think it's bad if he loses it. And Mississippi State, not trying to overreact to one loss against old LSU, but that was your big test and you flunked it. This is like flushing the season down the toilet if you can't beat an A&M team that can't score. Look at these numbers for A&M. 14th in the SEC in scoring, 10th in passing efficiency, 10th in rushing, 11th in touchdowns scored, while Mississippi State, you're number 8 in scoring defense, number 6 in pass efficiency defense, number 8 rush defense. This is going to have to be the Devon Awchain game again. I mean, he was just heroic against Arkansas. Can he keep that up? Number 2 in the SEC in all-purpose yards, 156 per game. You have to limit the possessions of Mike Leach's offense. Brian Kelly calls it a triple option, just slightly different. That's basically what it is. And that's how you attack. You limit their possessions, time of possession. Not a key stat in football these days, but I think in this type of ball game it will be, because A&M has just not shown the ability that they can trade scores. First 1 to 30 wins this ball game. And the under might be the strongest play this week in this ball game. It might be the strongest play of the week here in this ball game, because both these defenses, one is veteran, one is just loaded with talent, playing out of their minds. That is probably A&M's biggest advantage in this one. Great pass defense. This is the best secondary I think Jimbo Fisher has ever had there in College Station, going up against a Mississippi State receiving corps, which, hey, we praised to no end on this show, but they flunked big time at LSU. Is that gonna? If that happens again, they're gonna get crushed in this ball game. I really do think. A&M, number 4 scoring defense in the SEC, number 3 in passing efficiency, number 4 in touchdowns allowed, while Mississippi State offense, 6th in scoring, 6th in passing efficiency, and dead last in rushing. So maybe Mike Leach, 4th and short. Don't run it up the gut time and time. You get them once. I got LSU the first time because I don't think anyone saw that coming. A&M will be ready for that. But let's kick it over to Jimbo Fisher, because this is interesting, something to think about here. You go up against Arkansas, which is, I don't want to call them ground and pound, because KJ Jefferson, I believe he's number 3 in the SEC in pass efficiency. They've got some receivers. They've been great through the air. But the identity of Arkansas, they want to take away your soul on the ground game. They want to just pound you. It's complete opposite this week. Mike Leach wants to nickel and dime you and get you to lull to sleep, hit you over the top, obviously throw it 50, 60 times a game. How strange is it to go from one offense, preparing for one, to the other, and how to have more success on defense against Mike Leach's offense that really killed you in the second half last year. And as Jimbo Fisher says, hey, we've had moments here where we've been able to go up and down the field on teams. They have the ability and the talent to get that done against this Mississippi State defense, but saying that and doing that, 2 different things.
How much different defensively is this going to be, going from Arkansas on the run heavy and their quarterback to now this scheming?
It's different. I mean, it's a different kind of spread. One's much more throwing, one was much more running and throwing. You know what I'm saying? And what they're doing. So it is different. But the quarterback, Rodgers, can still run and scramble. He's a good athlete.
And then when you look at last year compared to this year, do you feel like with the secondary, you guys are better equipped at slowing down this team than maybe you were last year?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the year before we did a really good job. Last year we didn't do a good job. And I think you have to have multiple looks. You have to do different things. And I think you'll have to make plays on the ball and be able to cover. So hopefully we will be, and hopefully we'll be able to put the pressure on at times when we need to. Guys can rush.
And then that first offensive drive that you guys had coming out of the half, is that what this offense can look like?
Yes, we can look like we can, and it at times look like it all the time. We can go up and down the field, just relax and execute. Plays are there, things are there, and what we're doing is exactly right. I mean, we got many plays, routes, things. There's nothing in our offense we don't have.
Second row, Olin.
Just enough execution right now. Got to execute better.
And one more thing I wanted to say, Jimbo Fisher, he's got a lot to prove in this game. After losing to Mike Leach at Mississippi State the last time out, it'll be interesting to see how motivated the Aggies are to, get payback here away from home, establish the order of things in the SEC West in their mind. A&M fans, clearly, you got to believe A&M fans believe that they are on another level from Mississippi State. But here, you got to prove it as an underdog, and apparently as a growing underdog. Again, the spread favors Mississippi State. The advanced analytics, for what that's worth, favor Mississippi State. What's that mean? I don't know, but I think it means we're going to get one hell of a ball game at Starkville is what I think. So let's kick it over next to Mississippi State's coach, Mike Leach, of course. Thoughts on A&M's defense? Very interesting matchup again with their secondary against Mississippi State's receivers. That could be the key to the game. On having one of the best return games, also can't be overlooked in a game like this that should be very, very competitive. Going to come down to explosive plays. Who makes the plays could come in the return game, no doubt. Facing DJ Durkin, once again, Durkin certainly got the better of it in the Egg Bowl last season. Of course, Durkin was at Ole Miss, but you could make the case. As I think back, it was rainy, it was cold, obviously Thanksgiving. A lot of dropped touchdowns by Mississippi State in that ball game could have changed things, but this is a chess match that DJ Durkin won. He knows how to have success against Mike Leach, so that's something to consider. And I love this. I mean, Mike Leach is just the best, isn't he? So that is something to consider heading into this ball game.
Mike, A&M been incredibly good defensively this year. I think they give up like 11 points per game or something. What sticks out to you the most about them defensively?
They're big lanky guys and they run well. Once they see the ball, they do a good job chasing the ball. Really, I mean, they're athletic and they run to the ball.
Going off of that, your punt and kick return game so far is one of the best in the country. What have you seen from that unit as a whole, as well as from Tulu, Xavion, and those guys in particular?
I think we're improving. I think we're getting better. I think we've done a pretty good job blocking it. If we, for the most part, we just got to be disciplined on our blocks, things like that. I think those two guys are explosive. I also think they're kind of emerging and getting better and better.
Went up against DJ Durkin last year at Ole Miss. He's at A&M this year. What's that defense look like on film through the first few games at A&M?
Just pretty similar. They a lot of zone. They like a lot of zone. They'll just change the front some, and then it's very fundamental, which I think is a strength. I think that's a strength when they're very fundamental and they've decided what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. So,
and one more thing, man, Mike Leach is he can deliver a gem when he wants to. He's got one for us here. Mike Leach, he's praised Kyle Field to no end. He knows that place well from his days at Texas Tech, and he still got high praises here for Texas A&M fans. It kind of reminds me of my relationship with them Aggies sometimes.
Coach, when you were at Tech, you and A&M had some legendary games there, and there's a lot of people there obviously that remember your time there. What are your thoughts maybe about that fan base and just kind of about that program historically?
Oh, A&M? Well, it's a great place to play. The fans are fantastic because the fans are truly committed. I mean, as far as around the country, I mean, for the A&M fans are truly committed. So it's always great to play in front of people that, where they feel like it's very important. What's happening is very important to them. And then, of course, Kyle Field's a great place to play and always an exciting place to play. And it's just a great challenge to go play at Texas A&M. And, of course, they hated us for years. I never felt like I really hated them. I'm sure they hated me, but which was fine because, your liking me is not mutually exclusive to me liking you. If anything, maybe it helps. And then, no, it was. They were great games, and it was fun. And it was fun to play Texas A&M, and what a great setting to play. And yeah, no, they were intense games, and it was always intense.
All right, so how great was that?